Welcome everybody to the IWM broadcast of Super Speedway Kings. We are live tonight in Atlanta. This is the IWM broadcast network, and we are looking forward to another exciting race with the Kings here on Tuesday nights. I'm here in the broadcast booth with my co-host, who's wasn't here last week, but I'm glad you're back with us, Jeff. Heaney, welcome back.
Oh, it is good to be back, and we come back to my favorite track that these guys run. I love to watch these trucks on Atlanta. They put on a great show. We have 16 drivers tonight. Every single one of them's got a shot at winning this race.
All right, so we're watching a few guys out there getting their qualifying laps in. Now this is a very interesting track. If you watched it this weekend, you saw a lot of incidents at Atlanta. Some of it, especially in the truck series, is just how aggressive those drivers race. But you saw the amount of yellows that round in the Xfinity series, and again in the Cup series. It was pretty crazy this weekend in Atlanta. Of course, that was complicated by the fact that it was darn cold in Atlanta, and that made for some pretty fast race course.
Yeah, and you get a little less grip at the same time. It's kind of crazy how that works, but those guys have to be extremely careful, and these guys do tonight as well. They'll be running 2 wide most of the night, but occasionally they'll get 3 wide. It gets a little crowded, and these guys are capable of handling it and putting on a good show for us.
So let's take a look at the stats for tonight's race. Again, here at Atlanta, that means it's a 1.5 mile track, and so it's 94 laps. A little bit different tonight. There's just 1 quick repair and 56% fuel, so we will see some green flag racing and some strategizing. That seems to be the case here at Atlanta. These guys have we've seen that before with them, that their pit strategies and timing are always keep us guessing here up in the broadcast booth.
Boy, that is for sure. Only 1 qualifying lap tonight, and I think with that 1 quick repair, we're used to seeing in this league 2 quick repairs, but tonight for some reason just 1. That may keep these guys a little less aggressive than normal, knowing that they've only got 1 shot to get their truck rebuilt.
Absolutely. So qualifying is beginning to wrap up. We've seen about at least half the drivers out qualifying, so we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, you see the top 9 right now over there on the tower on the left-hand side of the screen with the times on there. Fully a good second slower than they were in practice just because of the drafting. But I'll tell you what amazed me. In practice, the top 3 were separated by only 6 1/1000ths of a second. So dude Conrad, Joe Olympia, and Gabe Butler running literally neck and neck. You could get them all in 1 truck length, I think, crossing the line if they were running together.
All right, that's Brian Rainville on track.
Yeah,
Brian is qualifying in.
I think Brian's one of 2 Canadian drivers that we have running tonight. Brian, along with Dean Wilkinson, joining us from Canada. Everybody else down here in the lower 48 states.
I think Brian just did what we see a lot of drivers certainly wanting to practice, is making sure that they understand just how to get off the track and onto the apron, then into pit road. There was a little bit of a change up with the Cup Series for sure, and this past weekend they backed up that entry pretty far into turn 3 to force that commit line to get down there. So I don't think they do that here with iRacing, but certainly it certainly was a challenge. So, well, looks like qualifying is done. I think we have a chance to take a look at the grid. And let's bring up that grid for tonight's event.
Oh, there you see it. Eric Laurie with the pole in that 071 truck. Alongside him, Gabe Butler in the 88. In the next row, in third position, Richard Sanchez in the 510, alongside Cody Nagels in the 6. Joe Delvecchia brings up P5 with the 052 truck. And beside him, Dean Wilkinson in the 55. In seventh position, Dude Conrad in the 8 machine. And in eighth position, Robert Jordan in the 74. Jimmy Crow Sr. in ninth slot. It's good to see Jimmy back racing with us again in that number 16 truck. And alongside him, Zachary Workman in the 19.
All right, Jimmy Crow Jr.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, in 11th. Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah, hard to do.
In the 11th position, David Overstreet in the 48. On his outside, in 12th is Zachary Lima. In 13th, James Mohan in the 7. On his outside, Robert Rock in 14th position in the 171. In 15th, Brian Broussard in the 745. And on the outside, Brian Rainville in the 60. In 17th, Edward Fielder in the 111, and in 18th, Todd Siebels in 45. And just in time, Sebastian Marin joins us in the 23. He is in 19th position. So 19 overall drivers. We had a few joins at the very end there, just in time.
Yeah, it's good to see Sebastian back with us again.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So the guys are getting off the pit road. And we're about to get the 11th race of our season with the Super Speedway Kings underway.
That yellow truck down there running the apron.
Yeah, that's the Nestle. I think that's the 052 or of Joe Della Vecchia. Or is that the 55? I think it's the 52. Could be the 55. 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. Yep. Sometimes you see the 510 of Richard Sanchez and the 052. They're similar colors there, and they're always up in front, so we expect to see them. They're always there side by side. So. Well, Atlanta certainly is an interesting track, and it should be fun. So the drivers are coming off turn 4. The pace car is dropping off of the racing surface, and Eric Laurie is going to take us to the green flag. Oh, we are underway here. I think we had a little bump from that 510.
Yeah, he got off to a slow start, and Gabe Butler got a jump, and then that 510 of Richard Sanchez got into the bumper to give him a push, get him going. Well, that left Butler up there by himself. See, there he drops down. You could see how quickly he was dropping back when he was outside there, no drafting partners.
All right, a few cars dropping off the apron in the back of the field there. Not exactly sure what happened.
A big checkup back there. I heard Jimmy Crow Jr. on the radio yelling, "Check up, check up, check up." So
that's a solid.
They weren't expecting.
That's a solid voice to have in the back there, kind of a voice of reason in the back.
Yep.
Encourage these guys. That's David Adams in the back of the field. He's trailing the pack right now. We're trying to work his way back up into the pack.
That's a tough spot to be in this early in the race, because if he doesn't have a drafting partner, he'll just keep falling slowly behind.
All right, back in front, Eric Laurie is down right now. We're down to a single pack, a single race line right now. Laurie, Sanchez, Della Vecchia, Butler. Yeah,
that second second lane is just not materializing very well. You got those 2 trucks out there, and now 3, but man, it's just guys are just wanting that bottom lane there first.
No, that's really not a bad way to start, though. You know, this is, while this is 94 laps, it's a 1.5-mile track. It goes so fast with 30, 32-second lap times. There's not a lot of time when making judgments, and you know, you've got to really pick and choose your line. You can't make a mistake because things get out of hand really quickly here in Atlanta.
They really do. You saw the 88 truck there, Gabe Butler. He went back up to the outside. He started there on the outside pole, and everybody bailed on him, so he went down inside. But now got those 3 trucks behind him that had a run coming, so he decided to jump up there in front of them, and you can see he's making his way back to the front really fast.
Well, that baby blue truck, that 16 truck, is Jimmy Crowe Jr. back there. He's got the 7 of James Mohan behind him. And there is a yellow truck behind, and that is the 7 of James Mohan in green. The yellow truck is dropped down. I'm trying to get a number on that. It's ahead of I think that's Dude Conrad. Okay, so no, Dude's in the 8. That's interesting. I think that truck right there with the that's actually Sebastian Marin. I'm not sure what is going on with that with that paint scheme.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah, I don't believe that's the broadcast. I think that's what we're being fed by the driver. So let's see if. Yeah, you see where it shows there? That's what we've got, unfortunately. So
yeah,
not sure what's happening with his paint, but that's what it is. So
okay. Well, we play the cards we're dealt, I guess. It'll be. I think, fortunately, he's the only one that looks a little strange like that, so we can tell it's him.
That's right. That's right. He's that 3rd yellow truck that's out there. So the 071 of Eric Glory continues to show us the way. We've got, this is lap 9 already. We are 10% through this event. 5:10 of Richard Sanchez behind him. On the outside, Gabe Butler continues to lead that outside line with the 16 of Jimmy Crowe Jr. and the 7 of James Mohan behind him.
Yeah, not sure why Sebastian Marin bailed, but he's further back now than he was when he was running that outside line.
Well, this setup is a little bit funky here at Atlanta. I know we saw a lot of squirreliness. In fact, you just saw the 510 drop out. He was on the bumper of the 071 tight. And if you get a little bit off and you end up pushing a little bit on that, on the wrong side of the center of that bumper, you're going to send this truck, unfortunately, or the guy in front of you, up into the wall.
Yep, caution is out. Let's see what happened here.
Todd Siebels, I think, was involved in something. Let's see if we can figure out what brought out that yellow flag.
Oh, he just drifts up.
Yeah, that was unfortunately not Todd's fault. He was caught by, I'm not really sure what truck that was. Let's kind of bring that back. It's a 22. That's Zachary Lima. That is the 22 of Zachary Lima. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, just comes right up into him. Both of the trucks will definitely have some damage. So our leaders and pretty much the entire field is making their way onto pit road.
Our first caution of the night on lap 12.
Am I surprised?
No.
Not so much. Not so much.
No, you'll see these guys take top off the fuel, take 2 tires.
Yeah, a lot of guys are taking both based on the times we're seeing. A couple of guys just took fuel only. Richard Sanchez, James Mohan took fuel only. They're the only guys that took fuel only. Everybody else, it was a 4-tire stop, and they are back out on the field on the surface with a full tank of Sunoco fuel to get back out after our first caution of the night.
Well, those guys that were starting to fade, this will give them the chance to catch back up again. Got, let's see, David Adamson and Brian Rainville back at the back of the pack. That 60 truck of Brian Rainville, that may have been the one that, no, that wasn't the one we saw running at the back by himself.
Nope, that was David Adamson.
Okay.
I know that Brian Rainville had gone into the pit possibly a little early, but everybody's back out. All 20 vehicles are back out on the track. Well, a couple of guys that come back down pit road. Looks like the 111 of Edward Fielder and David Adamson are now on pit road. I think maybe they were a lap down.
Well, that gamble that Richard Sanchez took to take fuel only has put him at the front of the field now. So that paid off big as far as track position for him. He'll be the control car when we go back green. That moves Eric Morey to outside pole.
So, the challenge that Richard faces, as I'm sure you already know, is the fact that he has got an entire field of vehicles trucks behind him that have fresh tires.
Yeah, we don't have old tires till they get back to 12th position with James Mohan back there. So yeah, he's going to have people knocking on his door in a hurry here. And tires make a bigger difference here at Atlanta than they do at Daytona or Talladega. Get a little more wear.
Well, I mean, it's only 13 laps on his set, so it's not terrible, but certainly guys are slightly fresher rubber behind him. So Brian Rainville, guess he went a lap down after tagging the wall, but he's back on track. All right, we are back underway here at Atlanta with the Superspeedway Kings. Thank you for tuning in to the IWF Broadcast Network. Appreciate those who join us live each week, and then you guys who are tuning in and watching the replay, we thank you and appreciate you liking and subscribing to the IWF Broadcast Network.
Ooh, Eric Morey had a rough move there. He came down hard from that outside line to cut off Richard Sanchez, and then got a little bit of a wobble in it. I don't know if he overcorrected or what, but good save on his part, and was able to stick it out there.
Cody Nagels is on that outside line. He's got Sebastian Marin on him. Oh, Jimmy Crow, a little.
Oh, Jimmy Crow. He gathered it back up. I don't know how he did. Oh, now he's back up into the wall.
Yeah,
somebody got into him. And there's the caution. Yeah, Jimmy going into the pits. You see him there with some right side damage. I'm going to guess he's got front end damage that we can't see from this angle.
So we go back and pause this
a little bit of front end damage, but not as much as I would suspect.
So it looks like he may have had a little bit as he's coming through that corner. He's in the groove. Looks like the rear end kind of breaks away a little bit right there.
It's a little loose.
He comes right down onto Gabe Butler. He's spinning. Of course, then he gets tagged again by the 052, unfortunately. He saves
Here's where
it.
He gathers it up. Yeah, great save, but then the 8's out of shape.
74
and
is
there
coming
comes the
down.
74, and The 8 finishes him off and sends him
Yeah.
up into that safer barrier.
Well, actually,
Oh, no.
no, he just.
There we go. That's why he didn't have the front end damage, huh?
Yep.
I thought for sure he was going to end up in the safer barrier, but he was able to keep it out of it, at least for his front end anyway.
He survives that and will live to fight another day.
Yeah. That shows you when you're racing so tight like they do here at Atlanta, with one truck, it's just a little bit loose. It can cause a big pile up there. Jimmy coming back in again.
Yeah, he may have realized that he may have more damage than he realizes, and he may have to either get some repairs done or maybe use his quick repair. That's just my guess.
One or the other, I'm sure. Oh, quick repair. You saw that side damage just disappear, and he's got a brand new truck.
The magic of iRacing.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at lap 18. We've had two cautions, one at lap 11, 12, and then again here at lap 17.
Got Cody Nagels leading the way right now. Cody was our winner last time we were at Atlanta, and so he knows his way around this track. He worked his way up to the front pretty quickly, and he'll be leading this pack as we come back to green again.
So if you are watching the broadcast, you do see maybe a little bit of stuttering or something happening there. Don't worry, it's not you, it's us. Today was another large update with iRacing, so we got a new update in our software and don't have all the kinks out of it. And at the same time, our broadcast software decided they were going to do an update as well. So
that's always scary, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
They both do an update at the same time.
All right, lap 19. The lights are off on top of our pace car here at Atlanta. That means we're going back to green. Right now the drivers are on the back stretch. As they come around, that pace car will drop off and Cody Nagels will be in control of the restart. Looks like you may have one truck that has retired. The 7 of James Mohan may have retired.
Yeah, James had requested an EOL that last caution. So whatever it was ailing him, it must be terminal.
All right, we are back underway. Big jump by Cody Nagels. Of course, that field will catch right back up with you, but a good restart. A little bit farther back,
Yeah, Todd Siebel's pulled out of line there. I heard him on the radio just before green saying he had a little bit of damage from that last yellow flag. So I think he didn't want to hold everybody up. He wisely got out of the way and let everybody by.
all right, that's Sebastian Marin on the outside there. He's got the 5'10" of Richard Sanchez behind him, and the 88 Gabe Butler behind him. That lower groove, you've got the 6 of Nagels. Oh, lots of dancing back and forth. Got the 052 behind him. That is Joe Della Vecchia. Oh, that's changed again. Cody Nagels now in that spot.
I'm having fun listening to the radios here. The guy, Jimmy Crow Jr. saying that he was just going to take it easy for a little bit. He had used his one and only quick repair, and all the guys jumping on the radio good-naturedly giving him a hard time, telling him to get in there and send it. It was quite comical. I think these guys are glad to have Jimmy back racing.
Yeah, Jimmy took some time off. That's certainly understandable, and we enjoy having him back, and fun to watch him out there. So here we are, lap 23. That outside line leading by Sebastian Marin out front has got a little bit, about a half a car length, or really door to door with that 510 of Richard Sanchez.
We've seen Sebastian Marin do this before. He snuck in right at the last minute, just before the session closed up, and got in just in time to run with us. Started there at the back of the field, and now has already 24 laps in. He's already up at the front, taking turns leading. See that top 10 there on your left, Richard Sanchez, and now it's Sebastian Marin. They keep going back and forth, trading the lead. And then you've got Cody Nagels, Gabe Butler, Joe Delvecchia, Dude Conrad, Zachary Lima, Eric Laurie, Zachary Workman there, and David Overstreet rounding out that top 10.
Jimmy Kermis right there in 11th, Broussard, Siebels, Adamson, Rainville, Wilkinson, Jordan, Fielder, and Rock. All of them, I believe, are on the lead lap.
Yes, you are correct. James Mohan appears to be out. So he's showing 9 laps down, but
yeah, we show him retired in software.
Yep.
All right, lap 26 in the books. That's over way through our event tonight, and seeing some great 2-wide racing. I'm nervous if they bring this up to 3-wide racing. Well, then there we go.
And there they go. No sooner do you say it than somebody decides to change it.
Exactly.
Oh, and dragging the wall there.
Yep.
Oh boy.
In the safer barrier, drags it back. That's like, if you're into iRacing, or if something that you enjoy doing, that when you're into that safer barrier, it's like glue. You stick and it drags you right back.
Well, it really does. It's amazing how quickly you slow down, and you can't get away from it. It just sucks you in, and you can turn the wheel to the left and just stay right where you are. It's very frustrating to get sucked into that safer barrier.
All right, well, that really moves Zachary Workman way down from the front to pretty far back. He's now sitting in 16th. So back up front, Sebastian Marin on that outside line with Gabe Butler, and the 8th of Conrad are dominating that outside line. The 22 of Zachary Lima is out there. Jimmy Curl is out there as well. That little line has the 510 of Richard Sanchez, the 6 of Cody Nagels, and the 52 of Joe Dellavecchia, followed by our pole winner, the 071 of Eric Laurie on that low groove.
You see Sebastian Marin leading that outside line there. He and Gabe Butler have drafted together quite a bit. They've been running together for a while now, and so they've got some experience. A lot of times you see that outside line, when that first driver gets clear of the inside line, he'll drop down. But Sebastian Marin was clear just a little bit ago, and he chose not to go down. I'm assuming that he likes the feel of Gabe Butler pushing him and just wants to keep that and just ride there for a while.
31 laps in, so our last green flag stop was at lap 17. We'll have to figure out, really what's going to tell us is going to be green flag stops. Since they've divided the fuel down to 56%, I'm not really sure where that puts us
Yeah, I'm not either. Now that you mentioned that, I had 29 to 30 laps written down, but it's going to drop a little bit from there. Probably just enough that it'll require one more pit stop. I'm guessing that's why they made that move. The last time we were here at Atlanta, they ended up being a fuel mileage race. And I forget, was it Cody Nichols that was able to stay out?
Yeah, he basically ran out of
race.
fuel across the finish line.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's maybe like 25 laps per tank.
That's probably a good guess. If so, that'll 25.
So another 10 laps or so, we should see.
Yeah, probably around lap 42 or so, 43.
All right. Well, things happen fast here at Atlanta, so stay tuned.
Yep.
Now, green flag pit stops are wild here at Atlanta. We've got, we can go on board. Let's go on board. Joe Della Vecchia. Let's try that. Get our other cam. That's a little bit farther back in the seat, but at least that's our roll cage cam.
I love those inside the truck viewpoints. You really see how much those cars move around. Of Richard Sanchez got a good run there, but then now Sebastian Merritt comes back with a good run of his own, takes that lead again.
All right, Sebastian Merritt has dropped down to the low groove, and he has got the big push behind him for the 5'10" of Richard Sanchez. Nagel's behind him. The 88 of Butler on the outside with the 8 of Jude Conrad, the 22 of Lima, and Jimmy Crow is the fourth car in that outside line.
Right after Sebastian Merritt came down there, Richard Sanchez got just a little bit of a tap on his bumper. Got it really loose. Just saw a big wiggle out of him, but he kept his foot in it, gathered it back up, and held the lead. I'm guessing, this is a strategy guess, but I'm guessing that Sebastian Merritt decided to come down to that inside line now to make his pit stop easier. They're going to be coming up here in 5 or 6 laps, we're guessing, on a green flag stop, and from that inside line, it's much, much easier to pit whenever he wants to pit, rather than being held hostage out there on that outside line.
Well, you know, you typically think of super speedway racing where you've got 2, 3 wide. You know, Atlanta with this reconfiguration does lend itself for that faster speed, that progressive banking, and we will see definitely 2 wide as you're watching today. 3 wide gets a little scary.
It sure does. That front pack staying pretty tight there, those front 6 or 7 trucks staying together. You see that outside line has pretty much disappeared now. The closer we get to being ready to make pit stops, the more people bail out of that outside line so they can come down and pit with a buddy.
You know, Cody Nagel's last pitted on lap 11. So he should be the first person to drop out if these guys continue to go around. He's the only driver that pitted last on lap 11. Well, I say that. Todd Siebel's pitted on lap 12, and you know, there we go. Cody Nagel, Zachary Lima, and Jimmy Crow just are all on pit road.
We were talking earlier about Gabe Butler and Dude Conrad being the only trucks in that outside line. They are on the same team, the Bootdock team. So they're able to talk to each other. So they're planning their pit strategy. You can see Dude just bailed and went down to that inside line. Here comes Gabe. He's getting ready to do the same thing.
See,
I'm going to guess that they're going to pit.
I'm still surprised that Todd Siebels as well, who last pitted on lap 12, has not come down yet, but he should be down any moment.
Yeah, and Todd's got some damage that I think he'd like to get taken care of too. Well, that's why he's at the back now instead of the front.
Here he comes.
There he goes.
Yep.
Look. We saw him in practice do that same thing, didn't we?
We sure did.
Oh man, he came down. He had that thing about as sideways as I've ever seen, trying to get it stopped or slowed down to get it down to pit road speed, and did it again there. Not quite as dramatically, but that was some good driving to get that truck under control.
Well, it doesn't look like he's going to use up his quick repair. He's going to maybe get a little bit of damage fixed while he's out there and
get 4 back tires.
He sure did. Yep. All right, so back out on the field as Todd begins to make his way off of pit road. Got the field working their way around. Now, they've had a 5-lap advantage over Todd. So, again, this is a math problem. You've got 94 laps. This is lap 45. You pitted, if you're going to get 40 laps on this 45 laps, you're really trying to figure out, can I make it on one more stop?
Yeah, that'll be close, but I think they can do it. We'll find out. How many? What they've run?
So Sebastian came down.
Laps? No.
Yeah, Sebastian came down last on lap 17. This is lap 46, so they're coming up to 30 laps.
Yep.
But if you look at what Todd Siebels, he pitted last on lap 12, so he got 31 laps on that tank. So maybe it's that as few as 33, 34 laps on this tank of fuel. And if that's the case, lap 50 should be when we'll see these guys come down.
You see several trucks there, starting with the 6 of Cody Nagels. They're showing 1 lap down. Those are the trucks that have pitted already on this pit cycle. So they will gain that lap back most likely once this lead group comes in and pits. Yeah, boy, I'm surprised that they're going to... Oh, there they go. There they go. Everybody coming down now. We saw Sebastian Marin really hard on the brakes to get down to that 45-mile-an-hour pit speed. When you've been running 180, all of a sudden 45, it seems like you're crawling along.
All right,
well, that puts Brian Rainville in the lead for a little bit here.
Sure does. Now that is just a fuel and 2-tire stop. Here comes Brian Rainville actually down. I guess he led a lap.
Yep. I'm going to guess that Brian was hoping for caution there.
Right. So they're down on lap 45, which means that with around a 31 lap mileage on this tank of fuel, we'll see them back again sometime around lap 80, leaving the last shootout for those last, if we stay green. If we don't, then all bets are off. So. Oh, 745 gets spun. 745 spun.
Oh, yeah.
bringing out a caution.
Let's see, that doesn't look like it's going to burn anybody. Everybody is on the lead lap except for the two trucks that are out, Joe Dellavecchia and James Mohan.
Looks like the 745 is racing. The 60 is behind him. He's kind of at that point as the track surface and the right there, there's a little,
yeah.
Yep. So where that racing surface meets the apron, there is a bit of that's where the angle of the track, oh gosh, it does get plowed into. Who was that? Let's back that up just.
It looked like Gabe Butler's colors, but it shouldn't be him, should it?
Nope, no. Trying to get a different, oh, there's a good shot.
Rock.
That's Rock. So
yeah, Robert Rock in the 171.
Robert Rock in the 171. We'll let this play out. Here you go.
Oh, man.
Right into our nose camera. All right, so that now has pretty much nearly everybody back on pit road. I'm assuming this will be nothing more than a quick fuel stop.
Yep. Yeah. And still, I don't think they'll be able to make it from there. Lap 52, if we did 32, 33 laps, you're still at 85.
Yeah, I'll take that back. Cody Nagels, Zach Lima, those guys came down. Dean Wilkinson, they took 4 tires as well, so they're going right back out.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Number of guys.
Yeah, when you have unlimited tires and it's a yellow flag stop.
Yeah,
yep.
Unlimited budget, might as well spend the tires.
These owners aren't yelling about costs in this league.
No, they sure aren't. So here we are, lap 52, pretty much just past the halfway point here at Atlanta. 43 laps to go. Right now we are under our 3rd caution of the night, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Super Speedway Kings here in Atlanta. This is our 11th of our scheduled 12 events. We do have a special event later in April with the Super Speedway Kings, but this is our next to last broadcast of season 9, and this has been just a great season.
Really has. A very interesting league. You don't see very many leagues like this that only race a certain type of track. Like in this case, only super speedways, or in the case of Atlanta, a mile and a half that races like a super speedway.
Kind of
so
baby,
it's
a baby super
yeah, that's a good way to put it. So these guys putting on a great show every week. It's been nice. I think we've seen our viewer base get excited about watching these guys. A lot of these guys will turn around and watch the replay of the broadcast later, see if they can learn a few things, learn a few tricks, see what other people are doing. Sometimes from the confines of your cockpit in your truck, it's hard to see the big picture and see what everyone else is doing. So they always get a chance to learn something by going back and watching that broadcast again.
Well, we thank you, the viewer, for tuning in. We appreciate those of you who are joining us live each and every week, whether you happen to be on our YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook broadcast stream. We certainly appreciate you. So we are about to go back to green here, Jeff. Gabe Butler is our control car. Oh, he held us right up to that green flag waved.
Yep. Love hearing those engines spool up and the guys shifting gears, getting up to speed. Gabe Butler,
dived out.
Yep. He decided he didn't want any part of that. I was mentioning Gabe Butler there. Gabe is I think he was our season champion last season, but he's running 5th in the standings right now, 92 points out. And you would think, well, he's not having a very good year. Well, the interesting thing is he's done it on 2 fewer races than just about anybody else. Our standings are based on races through race 10, and Gabe only has 8 races. So yet he's still able to stay in the top 5. That's a pretty good feat. Cody Nagels, also in 2nd position, only has 9 races. So with those the top 5, Zachary Workman, Cody Nagels, Richard Sanchez, Eric Laurie, and Gabe Butler, 2 of those 5 haven't run the full season.
Well, all those names are sitting right here in our top 10. Richard Sanchez sitting in 2nd, Gabe Butler in 4th, Eric Laurie in 5th, Cody Nagels in 8th.
Those guys know how to run up front, and they're showing us again tonight how to do that.
Well, Dude Conrad's currently showing us the way. He's got the 510 of Richard Sanchez behind him and the 88 of Gabe Butler. They're running that low groove with the 071 of Eric Laurie behind them. That outside line's got the 23 of Sebastian Marin and the 19 of Zachary Lima behind him. That's the 74 of Robert Johnson. Robert Jordan, I think, behind as well.
Just about 2/3 of the way through this race. And we normally, when we have a green flag pit stop like we did back around, lap 46, 47, 48, somewhere in there, normally this field will get stretched out during green flag stops, but as luck would have it, we had a yellow flag immediately after the green flag stops, and that got everybody bunched back up together again. We now also have 2 trucks that are not running on the lead lap. David Adamson is running 1 lap down in the 007. And then in the 111 truck, Edward Fiedler is 2 laps down. And David Adamson just went 2 laps down.
Yeah, he should have been back. He just dropped off the racing surface. Just good sportsmanship there not to get involved with the leaders who are running that low line. He just said, okay, I'm just going to dip down to that low line.
Oh, Sebastian Marin
tagged the wall.
Yep. And he's rim riding that wall.
Yeah, he's
trouble
holding
getting
it
away
there.
from it.
So that caused us, Sebastian tore up that right side of his car, but that kept the green flag out. No caution, no caution. Unfortunately for Sebastian, that right side of that truck has got a significant amount of damage. And unfortunately that moves him all the way back to the tail end of the field.
Yep. And he's got, I can see the front end of his car on my view. He's got some right front damage that's going to keep him from running full speed laps. So I think he's going to have to make a decision here pretty soon. You can see he can't even keep up with the truck quite in front of him there.
Yeah, he sounds a little off. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to come in and use that fast repair.
Better shots of his. You can see his RPMs here running around 6,700, 6,900. But if we go to Conrad, you can see he's over 7,000, 71, 7,200 RPMs here. Definitely, of course, he's in the pack, but still,
Yeah. Yep.
So what that means to us, we're looking at the overall last lap. That last lap for Dude Conrad was a 30.85. If I go back to Sebastian Marin, that last lap was a 31.61. So nearly a full second delta between, actually the last one was a 32.1. So about a second and a half. And that is going to have you praying for a yellow flag.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's probably why Sebastian is still out there now, because he has significant damage. He's got a hole in the front end, and that there he comes down pit road.
He's coming down pit road. We'll get that truck magically repaired and get back out there.
My guess is he'll get fuel and tires while he's there, and then that will carry him to the end of the race.
You are correct. Of course, it only stays just one lap down. When everybody else comes in, he can stay out and get his lap back.
Exactly. He's not out of it yet.
Nope. The magic of iRacing, we have seen drivers down 1-2 laps come back to win this event. So.
A couple other trucks going down pit road now that they've seen him do it.
Well, this is kind of what we talked about before. We've got Zach Lima, Cody Nagels, and Jimmy Crow Jr. The phrase you may hear us, probably have heard us call out before, is short pitting. It just gets, you've got enough space in the tank to fill up and get back out. Those three guys, Nagels, Lima, and Crow, took fuel only.
Don't want to spend any more time there than they have to. And they, just like Sebastian Marin, now have enough fuel to get to the end. We'll see if they have enough fuel for a green-white checker, should we need one.
So with 27 laps to go, Conrad continues to show us the way. Richard Sanchez behind him. Gabe Butler is in third. Eric Murray in fourth. David Overstreet is in fifth. Zach Workman is in sixth. Robert Jordan in seventh. Brian Broussard in eighth. Dave Lewis in ninth. And Robert Rock in 10th.
Todd Siebel's in 11th, is the last car on the lead lap now. Those cars a lap down. Excuse me. Brian Rainville, Tony Nagel, Zachary Lima, Jimmy Crow Jr., and Sebastian Marin. And we also have David Adamson and Edward Fielder 2 laps down.
Now, Brian Rainville last came down pit road at lap 49, so he will not have enough to make it around. Remember, he got caught up in a off-cycle pit stop there, so he's hoping for a yellow flag to come down. But those who did go back in and get, they will have enough to finish this race. I think David
to go.
Adamson, I think he may show, he may need to come back. 24 laps to go. David Adamson last pit on lap 53, so he's going to be short. Eric Fielder, Edward Fielder's going to be short as well.
And, well, this is going to shape up to be really interesting here at the end. These guys are anywhere, the guys on the lead lap are anywhere from 20 to 24 laps into their fuel run. So they've got maybe 10 laps, maybe 12 at best, to be able to stretch it out. You know they're going to stretch it now, hoping for a caution that gives them a chance to come in without giving up that advantage. Dude Conrad having a great showing tonight, still in the lead out there in that 8 truck, that bright red Gravely truck. I like that.
They're using the same font as looks to be like a junior
Yeah,
font.
yeah, I think you're right.
5'10" of Richard Sanchez just behind him in that helmet. Chevrolet. Gabe Butler in the Guinness Chevrolet behind him. And the 071 of Eric Rory. Really, the front five is dominating with Silverados. Chevy's got the top five. Then you've got one lone Toyota in six with Zachary Workman. Chevy, Ford, Chevy is how we go from a manufacturer's perspective. Here, let me give you, you can see this on the tower.
Zachary Workman getting ready to come to pit road. Just announced it on the radio. So is Robert Jordan, Dude Conrad. It looks like most of the guys are getting ready. Oh!
Eric Glory got a little bit out of shape. Yeah. So what you just saw is how those both lines came down. Well, that was fun to watch.
That was an exciting entrance to pit road right there. See these guys, I'm gonna guess fuel only, but let's take a look and see what happens.
Watch these three top trucks.
Yep, right sides.
Right sides.
For Dude Conrad. Oh, Dude Conrad took 4 tires.
As did Gabe. They all did.
Did they really? Wow.
Well, let me get an update. Looks like Brian Broussard probably only took fuel. But Gabe Butler, Dude Conrad, Zach Workman, Richard Sanchez, Eric Corey, that was 4 tires of fuel.
Yeah, looks like Dean Wilkinson just did fuel only. A few others there that are now a lap down. This is interesting.
Yep, so Robert Rock is currently showing, I think, as our leader. But Todd Siebels and Dean Wilkinson have not come down. They last pitted on lap 52.
Yeah, Cody Nagel, Zachary Lima, and Jimmy Crow Jr. managed to stay on the lead lap, but they're almost a lap down. You can see them just out in front of those trucks that are trying to get there. Let's see who's first. Brian Rainville, David Overstreet, and Gabe Butler.
That was the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, short tracking it down off of turn 3 and 4, getting onto pit road. 15 laps here to go. Stay tuned. This is going to be over in just a quick moment. Things happen so fast here in Atlanta. So we're watching right now the 171 of Robert Rock. He last pitted on lap 52. He's got to come in. Todd Siebels is now in.
I thought Sebastian Marin was going to be in the catbird seat, but now he's clear down at 16th place. I'm not sure if he ended up getting a little more damage or what happened, but he's dropped to the back of the group that is 1 lap down.
Well, there's a lot of off-cycle pit stops. You just saw Brian Rainville making his way down. He needed to come in. Really, the only car that's out. You got Robert Rock, who last pitted on lap 52. And you've got David Adams. Of course, David's 2 laps down. He pitted last on lap 53. Everett Fielder on lap 54. So that truck of Robert Rock is running on fumes probably at this point, and old tires for that matter.
This is shaping up to be anybody's race.
Yep, I expect to see these 2 guys come down. Yeah, once these 2 guys drop off, that should restack the field a bit. And there he goes.
Yep. 171's pitting.
171 pits. So that puts Cody Nagels, I think, on top of the leaderboard. Imagine that.
Yep.
With Zachary Lima and Jimmy Crow right now.
They're followed. Gabe Butler is about 10 seconds behind Jimmy Crow.
With 11 laps to go.
Yeah, but he's gaining rapidly. That second pack is moving up really, really fast. This is it's going to shape up to.
So we show right now on the leaderboard, if you're looking at the our NASCAR tower, we've got Nagels, Lima, Crow, 1, 2, 3 right there. And then a group with Butler, Conrad, Workman, and Sanchez. They are 10 seconds back. This lead pack is coming up on the last car on the lead lap. That is Sebastian Marin. I'm about to put him on another lap down, or a lap down.
Yeah, I'm guessing Sebastian must have some picked up some other damage somewhere.
Well, plus going back in and getting that quick repair probably did not help him. Looks like he did get his truck fixed. Just it set him back time-wise.
Yeah. I thought that yellow flag would give him a chance to catch up, but evidently that did not work.
Well, after 2 or 3 laps, Gabe Butler is got about a second or so back. I'm not sure if he can gain a second plus a lap to get up here and challenge, but we shall see.
Yeah.
Of course, that's if we stay green the whole way, you know.
Yeah, and you never know. That's why they race these races the full scheduled distance, because you do not know what's going to happen. Cody Nagels in that 6 truck leading the way. We mentioned earlier, Cody was the winner last time we were here at Atlanta with the Super Speedway Kings. Knows how to get it done. Last time was a fuel mileage race, and in some ways, it shaped up to be that again. Cody pitted at just the right time along with these guys he's running with here, and it enabled them to get that lap back when the other trucks had to pit. So seemed to be a good strategy move that's paying off for him right now.
It sure has, and he's working well with the 22 of Lima, the 16 of Crow, and Sebastian Marin has kind of tucked himself into that group, and that has kept that group of Butler, Conrad, Workman, and Sanchez and Rory at bay. They're still over 7.5 seconds behind with only 6 seconds to go. So if it stays green, going to have a repeat with Nagels. That's the 111 of Edward Fielder dropping out to let the leaders go by.
Yeah, that puts him 4 laps down. I think it's going to come down to these 4 guys as long as we don't have a yellow flag prior.
Well,
but,
you know, right now it's all good teamsmanship, working their way around, keeping themselves ahead of that other group. But with 1 or 2 laps to go, I think the gloves come off.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So with 5 laps to go, we thank you for tuning in to the IWF broadcast of the Super Speedway Kings. It's our Tuesday night series. This is our race 11 of Schedule 12. We'll be back next week for their finale at Daytona, which should be a blast. It's always a fun track for these guys.
Yeah, boy, if you're watching tonight and you're enjoying this, you need to be back next week to see that. Oh, somebody is loose at the back of that pack. He saved it. No yellow flag. But, wow, that was sideways. I couldn't tell which truck that was. Blue one.
That's Jimmy Crow Jr. in that baby blue Fisher.
No, but the group that's behind them, it's probably somebody like Dean Wilkinson or Robert Rock, maybe somewhere back in there.
I know the 74 of Jordan is a blue truck. So.
Okay, could have been him. But man, he was sideways 2 or 3 times. Was able to gather it back up and stay with the back end of that lead pack now, or that secondary pack now.
Well, we're down to 2 laps to go here in Atlanta. We'll see if someone's going to make a move and try to work their way back up and take it away from Cody Nagels, trying to prevent him from getting a second win here in Atlanta. Or they're just
this group, I think this group's going to keep it together until they cross the start-finish line and take the white flag, because once the white flag waves, then the next flag ends the race. So they're gonna hold their stuff together. Here we go, crossing the line.
And this is the final lap.
Now you'll see some moving around.
They're right there. That 22 is right there supporting the 6 of Nagels. There's Jimmy Crowe stepping out. He's got Sebastian Marin behind him, looking to take away the opportunity from the 6. Jimmy Crowe back. Trying to come back. Oh, they just make it back past the 052, and it's close. Oh, it's going to be really close here.
Wow. Oh, they spin Jimmy Crowe Jr.
Wow, Jimmy Crowe gets spun at the line. He takes a wild ride. But Cody Nagels wins again at Atlanta. Zachary Lima finishes in second. Jimmy Crowe, I think, still retains third. We'll have to wait for the official scoring pylon to confirm. Let's go back and see.
I just heard Jimmy Crowe yell payday, so I think he thinks he got third.
Let's see if we can get a far chase shot here behind Jimmy.
Looked like he came across the line sideways. Sebastian Marin tagged him a little bit just before they got to the line. Boy, that was tight right there.
That was sure tight. Yeah, he drops off. Yep, there he goes. But just gets across, runs through. Great driving by Jimmy.
Good save there. Kept it off the wall. Take that truck home in one piece.
All right.
Yeah. There you see the top 10 as you see Cody Nagels burning those rear tires off. In addition, we told you the first 3. Gabe Butler brought it home in 4th position, followed by Dune Conrad in 5th, Richard Sanchez in 6th, Eric Laurie in 7th, Robert Jordan in 8th, Zachary Workman in 9th, and Brian Boussard in 10th position.
You've got David Overstreet in 11th, Robert Rock in 12th, Dean Wilkinson finishes in 13th, Sebastian Marin in 14th, Todd Siebels in 15th, David Adamson is in 16th, Eric Fielder in 17th, Brian Rainville finishes in 18th, Joe Della Vecchia in 19th, and James Mohan finishes in 20th.
Whew, that was a fun one. I enjoyed that race.
What a great finish. Great strategy again between Nagels, Lima, Jimmy Crowe. They all had it figured out. Just a great finish.
Cody Nagels has got the fuel mileage figured out at Atlanta.
He's got the best calculator. I need to get his calculator.
Yeah, that's right. Great job by these guys again tonight. Exciting race. Was fairly uneventful. No big mishaps. Big pile-ups, the big one they refer to them sometimes, but exciting racing all night long.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can go ahead and get Jimmy Crowe up here to the booth. Well, Jimmy, that is a way to come back.
I'll say.
Mr. Reed.
How are you?
Oh, doing good, buddy.
Well, that was exciting. Great to see you back out there. And what a way to come back.
Oh, yes, sir. I had a little bit of trouble early on in the race. It snapped loose on me, got into my buddy Gabe. So I started babying it the rest of the race.
Yeah, we heard you when you came on the radio and talked about you were going to baby it for a little bit. All the guys got on you there, good-naturedly, of course, but They're saying, "Come on, Jimmy, get in there and send it. You got to do it."
Oh yeah, I don't race very often. Cody was asking me to run, and then I said, Lima, if you run, I'll hop in there and run. And so Lima ran, and shoot, we got in there. We nailed our last pit stop. I actually came up big and nailed my pit stop, and we was able to work Cody's fuel strategy to a T. Good team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we were. Cody was the winner at the last time we were here in Atlanta, and again, it came down to fuel mileage, and we were just saying he's got the best fuel mileage calculator out of all of us. So.
Yeah, he's come a long way. I remember back in the day when SSK wasn't very old. He was the Nagels bomb, and shoot, that he's night and day now. He won a OP last night, coming here winning SSK. He's probably going to go win some money here in a little bit. He already has a couple wins this week. He's been doing really good.
Good
That's
for
pretty
him.
awesome. Any shout outs tonight, Jimmy?
Yeah, big thank you to Gabe and Kevin, SSK, you guys for always calling a good broadcast. Shoot, the best broadcast team out there, IWN Racing Network, and appreciate all the fans watching tonight. And again, I apologize for my early incident. I seen the great sea bass have the same problem later in the race, so I felt a little better about myself. But again, appreciate everybody.
Well, hang out with us. We're going to bring in Zachary Lima here and ask him to join us in the booth.
It's good having you back, Jimmy. We're all glad to see you.
Zachary Lima, congratulations on your P2 finish.
Hey, thanks, man.
That's pretty wild watching you guys out there.
Yes, sir. It was fun.
What was going through your mind there at the end, Zachary? Did you have anything for Cody? Did you anything else you could have tried to get around him?
Cody's actually my teammate, so I was just sticking behind him to the end, making sure he got that W. And we were just kind of worried about making sure the pack wasn't going to catch us. We were just managing just enough to stay ahead.
Oh yeah, you guys did a great job. They were not at the end. I think you had about a 7-second gap between yourselves and that pack that was chasing you down. So yeah, pretty wild finish. It was great to watch you guys out there running nose to tail. So
Yeah, thanks, man. It was a lot of fun, and just running with Cody and Jimmy Crow. It was just us three, so it was a really fun race, and the strategy worked out. Sorry about my dog there.
oh yeah,
no worries.
Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, I just got to give a shout out to Dale Cup, Jimmy Crow for working with us, and I want to give a shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. Thank you.
Oh well, we enjoy it. We appreciate that. All right, let's bring our winner, Cody Nagels, into the broadcast booth. Cody, it seems like we just did this talking about Atlanta the last time.
Yep, it's feeling good. It seems like I'm starting to. I don't know. It seems like strategy comes into play a little bit with the new Atlanta, and this one wasn't necessarily a strategy about fuel saving, but just on when we were going to pit. And I just wanted to coordinate it with the team. Jimmy was running with us tonight with me and Lima, and I was like, well, we pit here, and run good lap times, we might have an advantage. And it seemed like we were able to get in and out of pit road quick, and the lap times were good, so it all added up for us tonight.
Yeah, I seem to recall that you had an earlier pit stop, kind of off cycle earlier on. Was that part of strategy?
Yeah, I think the big thing with that is just trying to get out of the pack to where there was only one fast repair tonight, so just trying to save my truck and being out of the pack's the best way to do that, knowing it was a 2-stop no matter when we pitted. There was no way to cut it down to 1, so, pitting off sequence isn't necessarily a bad thing, and we gambled that it was going to stay green. And again, it was a pretty good gamble, because if a caution would have come out, we wouldn't have been looking so good.
Yeah, you had as it all shook out, you guys had about almost a 10-second gap between Gabe Butler and the pack that was trying to chase you down. But even with that, with these 7 to 8 laps to go at the end there, y'all were able to stay enough ahead of them that it didn't, they weren't able to claw back.
Yep, again, I enjoy running this league. A lot of good drivers in the league, and it pushes me as far as the strategy goes with New Atlanta. It seems like, the other, like Talladega, for instance, it's just more of just pure racing where, yes, the New Atlanta, it has SS characteristics, but it just seems like these races, strategy really plays into it because the track is smaller. So if you pit early, you're losing a lap. You're taking a huge risk on a caution coming out and possibly pinning you. So it's a little bit of a different game, but it's a lot of fun to do once in a while. Just something different than the normal, super speedway stuff that we're all used to.
Well, Cody, you're putting your six flag firmly in Atlanta Speedway. It's good to see good Missouri boy rise to the top here.
Yep. Well, I appreciate it, guys, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to help call these races, and gives me something to look forward to. Once I get done with my racing tonight, I can kick back, crack open a cold one, and watch the broadcast back.
Good deal.
All right, any shout outs tonight, Cody?
Of course, I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank Dale Cup tonight. I had Seabass, I think, was just kind of chilling, doing his own thing. He tends to vibe once in a while by himself, but I always appreciate running with Seabass. Lima and the honorary Dale Cup boy for the night, Jimmy Crow on the 1, 2, 3. As I call him, the godfather, the OG godfather of SSK. So thank you for everything that you do, Jimmy and Kevin, for taking the league over, man. Have a lot of fun running on Tuesday nights.
Absolutely, we enjoy making the call. It's just a blast to do it, and we appreciate y'all putting on the show that y'all do. So we thank you again, and congratulations on your win, Cody. That's ×2 here at Atlanta. Zach Lima for your P2, and Jimmy Crow Jr., good to see you again coming in P3. That's it for tonight's broadcast of the IWM broadcast. From the IWM broadcast booth of the Super Speedway Kings here in Atlanta, I am Rick Souza here with Jeff Neely. We thank you for tuning in. All right, good night, folks.
Good night, guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
Thanks,
good.
guys. Good
Appreciate
night.
Thank you guys.